Car dealers appear increasingly concerned over GM's decision to phase out smartphone mirroring software like CarPlay from its vehicles. Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian has this story for us. And Pras, why are we seeing some concern here over the move that we knew was coming from GM?
Yeah, well, I guess now we're hearing that some dealers are kind of concerned that buyers may balk at GM products here, because what GM wants to do is they want to introduce their new kind of infotainment system in their newest EV, starting with the Blazer EV coming out this fall. So the Detroit Free Press spoke to some dealers, and they talk about how if CarPlay ain't broke, why are you fixing it? Why are we doing this? Why are we kind of making this big change for these new products coming out that are a big deal compared to the Ford Mustang Mach-E and cars like that, Kia EV6s of the world? There's a big concern there as this change happening. Why are they making these changes with a very popular product? I mean, Apple says that about 80% of users want CarPlay in their car. Consumer Reports said it's more around 55-60% of users love CarPlay. They don't want to not have it. So this is kind of a conundrum for GM as to why they're doing it. I mean, we get it, why it's because they want to get the add-on subscription fees, new services, new data they can get in versus giving it up to Apple. So that's sort of why they're doing it, but it might backfire on them.
And Pras, you've written about this before, about these additional sources of revenue, specifically look at subscription models. I mean, how does GM's action stack up against what we've seen from some of their other competitors?
So, we spoke to Ford at their Capital Markets Day, and they're talking about making a software-defined vehicle, one that kind of runs on one single OS, and they can, of course, then update via over-the-air updates. They can add apps to it that people will actually subscribe to. So it's not unheard of. But what Ford's not doing is getting rid of CarPlay. The Ford CEO, Jim Farley, said that our users want CarPlay. We're not going to get rid of it. We can't do better than what Apple's doing. So they're going to keep that. And competitors like Kia, Hyundais of the world, they all are sticking with CarPlay. Mercedes, BMW, also with CarPlay. So you can see that GM is potentially out there on an island along with Tesla and Rivian, but those two actually have a more developed ecosystem for their EV products.
See whether or not it hurts sales of the GM vehicles here coming up right, Pras. Thanks.